Welcome back to St. James Farm, where we're going to talk about matter again. Now remember, matter makes up a bunch of tiny pieces and they all have observable properties. That means things we can use our five senses to see and describe. Now if you look behind me, there's actually a judging tower for horse events like cross country and steeplechase, where people actually used to judge those competitions in. Now, some properties of it is it's tall. And I go, why is it so tall? It doesn't seem like it needs to be. It's already on a hill. Well, that's because judges had to see from up high to actually score the event and to see what's going on. And it's also where they used to make announcements. So if we ask questions and we try to find the answers, like when I asked that question, I found the answer by reading a sign that was in front of the judges' tower. So we are going to talk today more about solids. Now remember, solids are tightly packed together things that keep their shape even when they break. If we were to break something in half like a board, it would still look like a board but in two pieces. That tells me it's solid. It keeps its shape. Flowers are another example of a solid here at St. James Farm. Believe it or not, we call them solids because they are tightly compact together. They keep their own shape, which means they don't mush together or melt and like go all over the place. They always maintain the shape of a flower as long as people don't disturb them. So we can talk about solids and what that's like. So when we describe them, we can say, yeah, they're yellow, they smell good, and they have different reasons for doing that. It can be to attract bugs. They've got to be strong to withstand some of the strong winds we've been having, even some of the cruddy weather that we've had today. So if I look at these flowers, there's also a property that we don't talk about very often, but that is solids can be flexible. That means they can bend. Okay? So flexibility is a way that we can also describe solids. It doesn't have to just be hard and we can't break it. They can bend sometimes. It just means that it keeps that shape. Even if it breaks, you're still going to have two solid pieces that look the same as they did before. An example of a solid at St. James Farm can be some of the carts that you see behind me. They are made of a lot of pieces and they all have to be solid. So it leads me to wonder, what is this cart made out of? Each piece is solid. Can you see some observable properties that it might have? How would you describe it? Thinking about the solids that we use to build certain things is really important. Another statue here at St. James Farm that has to deal with a horse is right next to me. Now there might be some reasons why we use metal instead of maybe wood. If you look behind me, that pavilion is under construction right now because wood does not last very long. It's a natural resource that deteriorates very quickly. Bugs get into it, they eat the old dead wood, the wind and the water, they break it down. So it might not be as effective as something that we want to keep around long term, whereas the metal in the thing behind me shows you that it will last a long time. And then even behind that, there's stone, which will last a very long time too. The most important thing to know is that not all solids will last that long. Even rocks like the one that was behind me and behind the statue will break down over hundreds and hundreds of years if people don't mess with it. Wind and water wear it down. So we have to think about what materials are really good for building when it comes to solids. Think about the solids that you have around you. What's at home? Do those solids have observable properties? What are they used for? Think of your questions.